What appealed to me was that George Lucas, who wrote it and also directed it, didn't want a damsel in distress, didn't want your stereotypical princess, you know, sort of a victim, frightened, incapable of dealing with the situation without the guys. So he wanted a fighter. He wanted someone who was independent, and that's what appealed to me about that part, yeah.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Holy shit! I did it! He's under there! I got him! I fucking got him! Jesus, I'm gonna need a shovel. Oh, this is delicious. I mean, you know, it's like when you work for your meal, when you really work for it, it just tastes that much better, you know?
So, what are you gonna do now?
Huh. Never really thought about it. Been chasing this damn bird for 20 years. I'm not really trained for anything else. I guess I kind of let my life get away from me.
Well, I'm sure something will turn up.
Okay, that's a pastrami on rye, pasta salad, 2 Diet Cokes.
No. It was 1 Coke and 1 Diet Coke.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Well, we've been waiting an hour.
I know, I'm sorry.
What the hell kind of place is it?
I'm sorry! God damn it, I'm sorry! All right? I'm just having some fucking identity issues right now, and I can't think straight, and I just get off my back, because you don't know what it's like!
Wiley, you're fired.
Mom and Dad, fucking forgive me for this. And then, all of a sudden, it hit me. I knew who I wanted to be. And I untied myself from that catapult, and here I am.
Well, that is such a relief.
I know. So, if you have about 45 minutes, I'd like to talk to you about the Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit.
So, this headline showed up on my radar. Mazer sent it to me. Article: Chris Gore is basically claiming that Kathleen Kennedy wants to leave Lucasfilm, but she won't leave without a win. It assumes she's still there because how dare we ask, then where has she been? It assumes that she'll have a win anytime in the future. She won't. It assumes a lot, and he assumes a lot. Now, I'm going to give him credit. Gore has been talking about movies and film for decades, and he knows a lot about it. But what he doesn't understand is that there's stories behind Kennedy's contract at Lucasfilm with Disney that kind of make you go, I don't really think you understand what's going on. Period. If you jump in your way, way back machine, and the story was Kennedy's contract would be immediately renewed if her movies made $1 billion. The last movie Lucasfilm put out was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. That movie lost $300 million. If you really look at the raw numbers, it didn't lose $150 million. It lost a lot more. Okay. So looking at what we assume to be Kennedy's contract and the fact that people like Matt Bellany, who are definitely better connected than she is, or Chris Gore is, not saying that her contract has been renegotiated or redone, we can assume that she is on her way out this year. Okay. I think it's one of those things where they almost need her not to leave, and I've said this before. This is why the Family Guy, Coyote, and Roadrunner sort of side subject that I put on here makes a lot of sense. And I'll give you a little story. I was watching Patrick Bet-David, and he did a 20-point video about YouTube, why you get into it and why you do podcasts. And the first thing he said is, you don't get into podcasting to make money. You get into it to have fun, okay? And because there's something that's interesting to you, you want to talk about it. When you deal with people like Chris Gore and the YouTube sphere like WW Pro, Nerdrotic, all of them, they didn't get into it because they cared about the subject. Maybe they did once a long time ago. But there's money involved. And some came lately. The failed travel agent, Valerie, the insurance salesman, and the wannabe Catherine Herridge. And they saw money. They don't care. And when you don't care about a subject, you're doing this to make money, it shows in the work you're creating. Okay. And when I read articles like this, they don't care. Okay. They don't care. All right. Why do I say this? Because they're not challenging Chris Gore. Chris Gore can do nothing wrong. Okay. And that's, he's their hero. Let them have it. But I remember when Chris Gore really was worried about independent film and did a lot of good for independent film and has quit since then. And it pissed off a lot of very serious filmmakers off. So I look at him with not so sure how I should feel about this, if you know what I mean. Okay, you just don't know how to feel about something. So when I read a headline like this, it's like, Chris Gore didn't talk to anybody at Lucasfilm. He absolutely has nobody that knows what's really going on. Because he would tell people, okay, they're not getting the other stories. They're not getting the yeah buts from people like Kamran Pasha and me and everybody else who are going, I don't really think you understand what's going on. You don't have the full story. You can tell that they don't care and that their own opinion and interpretation of an issue is the only thing that matters to them. By the way, they treat people who are like, I have this other evidence. It's right here. And here it is. That contradicts what they're saying. And, okay, fine. Fine, you can get upset at that. But still, it's time for other voices of reason, voices of rationality, to come in and say, hey, this is a different way of looking at things. We have heard this, and this. And there's more to this than just what Gore is saying.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
Back a couple years ago, I remember when we were looking for Kennedy to announce she was leaving Lucasfilm, and Matt Bellany said, oh wait, she re-signed her contract. They didn't make a big deal about it. They didn't make an announcement. And the reason why is because The Rise of Palpatine sat in the theaters long enough for it to make $1 billion. All right. Okay, fine. Since then, we had the Indiana Jones on the Dial of Destiny, which didn't make $1 billion. It lost money. Okay. Now we've got The Trashlight, created by Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, who never said a word about what he was doing to girls, who's Kathy's new BBF. And that's what Kathy has on her. There it is. That's who she is. She is The Last Jedi. She is Solo, a Soy Wars story. The Rise of Palpatine. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And the Andor and the Trashlight. None of which, in any way, shape, or form, even if they remotely made $1 billion, could be called successful, because they weren't. Success isn't measured by how long a movie sits in the theater till it makes $1 billion. Success is measured that when people walk out, they're higher than a kite. They're so happy. They're so full of, they've been on a wild fucking ride and it gave them joy. I don't remember anybody having that experience after The Force Awakens. Most people wanted to, find Rian Johnson after The Last Jedi and strangle him. All right. I mean, and of course, The Rise of Palpatine was a disjointed piece of shit movie. Okay. And of course, Solo, the wrong writer, the wrong directors, the wrong actor, the wrong story, all bullshit. Okay. Then we get Tony Gilroy telling his writer's room, don't put anything you loved about Star Wars in this. Kathy going, that's fine, Tony. And then the trash light. This is a great Star Wars script, Leslie, but do one that's a Leslie Headland Star Wars script. That's it. All right. You know, Headland likes to tell a story that Kennedy read her script about, or her Acolyte script and cried. No. Headland gave her a script that it's about her family and all the bullshit she put them through. And because of all the emotional trauma that woman has wreaked on her family, Kennedy cried and blamed everybody else. Poor fucking Leslie. All right. This is what's going on. Kennedy's past poor decisions and failures is catching up to her. Now, here's the question you'd like to ask Mr. Gore and the idiots that ran with the story and anybody who sat, I'm sure, listening to Midnight's Edge or whatever today while he was holding forth pontificating bullshit. Here's the thing. Could it be that they're getting ready for the inevitable? That she's actually leaving this year? There's no fucking way she's going to have any success this year. No fucking way. Skeleton Crew is coming out on December 5th. Her contract is done on the 31st of October. Okay. We have not heard bupkis about her contract being renewed. Bupkis. And I honestly, after looking at what happened today in Disney's very bizarre, frankly weird earnings call where Iger said nothing, but he just answered questions and then they shut it off. They went right to questions. I can't see the Disney board of directors wanting her around for another 2 or 3 years. Okay. It's bigger than her. It's looking at Marvel's success, well, with Fox, but still both are Disney entities, Pixar's success, and looking at Kennedy saying the Acolyte, really? If you're the board of directors, you're like, get her the fuck out of here now. So to Mr. Gore, you have to take everything into consideration before you open up your wide open yap. Period. But of course, the people that are listening to you and think you're like St. Peter writing a letter to the Romans, or St. Paul writing a letter to the Corinthians, they want to believe you because they still believe the coyote will never catch the roadrunner. Because, oh my God, what if the coyote did catch the roadrunner? This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.